Aloha, I'm Sabbath Kapahu. Welcome to Invited Back. We're continuing our deep dive mini-series based on the sessions at Stimulate Summit, and today's session recap and resource list is based on the session called Becoming Rule Breakers with Shaina Weisgerber. If you haven't had a chance to watch the session clip, make sure you find it on the podcast or on YouTube for a raw, honest, real conversation about what it's like in those first few years of marriage as you're learning to navigate sexual intimacy in the bedroom, the battle, the darkness, the light, the joy, and how it gets better and better with time. But it takes a lot of intentionality, a lot of commitment, and a lot of practice to get to spaces where we can be comfortable and we can break through a lot of the things that we built up as we prepared ourselves or didn't prepare ourselves for marriage. Okay, so go listen to that. That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about some incredible resources that are out there to help you be encouraged, gain confidence, and build stamina as you become a rule breaker in your marriage. There are a couple YouTube videos that I want to point out by Clifford and Joyce Penner. If you've never heard of them, they are sex therapists, incredible authors, hosts of conversations for decades now about these kinds of things. There are links in the description box below, so make sure you check them out. The two YouTube videos that I wanted to highlight from them, one is The Marriage You Really Want, Transforming Loneliness and Conflict into Confidence and Connection. The second one is from a Thriving Marriage series that they were a part of, How to Create Deep Communication, and True Intimacy in Your Life in Marriage. Again, these aren't conversations that we feel like we get to have, but they've been hosting them for decades. A really great resource to continue the conversations that we started here at Stimulate Summit. There are a few books that I wanted to highlight. I talked about this in one other video and episode, but again, I want to share it here. It's called God Loves Sex by Dan Allender and Chemper Longman III. An honest conversation about sexual desire and holiness. Another book that I would really like to recommend is The Meaning of Marriage, Facing the Complexities and Commitment with the Wisdom of God. That is by Tim and Kathy Keller. You might recognize Tim Keller as a pastor and an author and a speaker, and he wrote that book alongside his wife. There are a ton of really great gems to pull out from that book. Again, the resources are linked below. Okay, there are a couple of resources that might shock you. And if they are not your cup of tea, continue on, fast forward, share them with a friend, or don't look at them at all. It is totally up to you. But I want you to know about them. I want to give you the space to reimagine the possibilities of intimacy in your marriage and to remind you that there is permission to let it be all that God designed it to be between you and your husband. So the websites, one is called Married Dance. It is a Christian sex toy and marital aid store for couples. Yes, you heard that right. A Christian sex toy and marital aid website for couples. They even have pastor discounts. Check it out. If you're interested, the link is below. If you're not interested, scroll right through. The next one is called Mentionables, and it is stunning, affordable, model-free lingerie. Again, sometimes it makes a difference. Dress up. We dress up for date nights. We dress up for business meetings. We can dress up for ourselves and our husband in the bedroom. So there's a link below to that. If you want to check it out, do it. If you don't, scroll on by. And then there's the last two resources I wanted to talk about are podcasts. The first one is called Kingdom Sexuality. They also have a Instagram and Facebook, I think Facebook, but for sure Instagram feed, where they really just have daily encouragement for wives who are growing in kingdom sexuality. And it's a fun space. It's a space where you'll find lots of solidarity and a lot of great resources as well. Some of the resources that I'm sharing here, I first found from them. So that is by Paris Simpson, Alana Martins, and Rusty Weaver. Again, it's called the Kingdom Sexuality. They have a podcast, they have a website, they have a blog, and they have some merch. So I will put the link to their website and podcast and Instagram below. Another great podcast is called Beyond the Altar, and that is by Keith and Raven Hartwell. They have some real honest conversations that even include infidelity within marriage and what it has been like for them to journey through that, and on the other side of that, they have a podcast, and so I will link the descriptions below. Again, some of these you will find a lot of encouragement from. Some of these might blow your mind a little, and some of them are not your cup of tea. You do you, but remember to give yourself permission to reimagine, reinvent, and reinvite your heart back into a thriving space, an honest space of intimacy in marriage. Please reach out if you need somebody to have these conversations with, if you want more details on any of these resources, or if you want access to any of the Stimulate Summit sessions, but haven't had a chance to get in on it yet, DM me. Until next time, aloha.